we'll get some sort of White Walker dragon or ice dragon or something that will tip the scales a little bit, make it a little crazier. Not that it really needs to, but it would be fun. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine. Kenny's back for a new review for Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 6, Beyond the Wall. We're gonna start with Winterfell, which I'll be honest, every time we came back to Winterfell, I'm like, usually I enjoy those moments,
right?
But right now, I don't really care. Can we go back to Beyond the Wall? So we were talking a little bit about this, but how did you, I mean, it was a little bit of a weird...
It was strange. I'm worried, because of course, being a Sansa fan, I'm kind of worried that she's purposefully getting rid of Brienne just so that Brienne isn't able to protect Arya for some reason, because Littlefinger drove that point. And Littlefinger's Littlefingering again. I gotta give Baelish credit.
Yeah.
Thank heavens they gave him his brain back. It looks like...
But see, I guess I didn't really get, because when he was talking about Brienne, I thought he was saying, like, Brienne will protect you if Arya tries to kill you. That's why I was confused about why she would send Brienne away. I was like, wait. Wasn't the whole thing like she should stick around? That's what clues me into thinking that Sansa's about to make a move against Arya, which I'm frightened of. But I mean, she's being a brat. What is Arya doing? What's she doing? She's being really, really weird. I don't mind. Here's the thing. I don't want to complain about this episode because overall I really love the episode. Right. But this portion of the episode is driving me crazy because it's so shoehorned in. I feel like they're like, well, let's create tension. No, listen, if this doesn't lead to anything, then I will be exceedingly angry because it was not necessary. It was worthless. Why did they do this? Arya, I understand. But Kenny, it's because we need Brienne and Jaime to see each other again.
That's another part of me was like, but we'll get Jaime in.
Yeah,
we'll get
but Brienne.
I forgive you if we get Jaime in. I'm so bad. I'm trash. I'm Jaime and trash. I admit it. All I have to say about this is I understand Arya still having friction with Sansa because they never got along as kids. And that's not just going to go away. That doesn't go away. Right. What I have the problem with is Arya playing with her, teasing her basically, just picking on her, and you don't need to do that. If you have a problem with her, just go up to her, say what the problem is, deal with the problem. If that means stabbing Sansa 500 times, I don't approve of it, but deal with it. Don't tease her. You either kill her or you leave her alone. Yes. Damn it. There is no middle ground. I don't want to bury this because they may in fact be leading us towards something that we don't even see, and then I'll go, oh, well, don't I feel like an idiot. But I said that about Rickon, and look what they did to Rickon! I haven't forgotten. So yeah, I'm twisted about this one. Well, you know what? We're just gonna move on. We'll move on. To Dragonstone. Yes! Where, not much happened, but we did get one big discussion from Tyrion and Daenerys about something we've actually never discussed before. And it's talking about the succession. Who will succeed? If we're assuming Dany wins, she becomes queen, who gets it after her? Yeah. If the dragons are her children, she can't really give the throne to them. I mean, maybe she could. That would be interesting. Realm ruled by dragons. And I hate to jump away from that to North of the Wall, but real quick, it kind of ties in to Jorah Mormont talking to Jon Snow about when he lets him keep Longclaw. He says, this is for you and your children. Right. So tying that up, we're talking about the fact that Jon probably cannot have children either. Yeah, if he died, like, can he have children? That's probably not, right? Maybe not. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe when they bring it back, it's just everything's functioning except you have scars or whatnot. Well, again, I don't want to jump forward too ahead, but clearly they're going to Daenerys this, right? This is happening. People, whether you like it or not, get used to the idea. Daenerys is a thing. Right, but before we jump we won't. I know. So this is so hard not to jump ahead. Going back to what Tyrion was saying, I think what I enjoyed the most about this scene is that you would think, oh, it's, they're just talking about succession and all that. But if you look at Tyrion talking about it, I think he's seeing like the bigger picture because he really believes in Dany and what she wants Westeros to be and how she wants to rule. Yes. And he's thinking, great, I want that. But I also know that
I want that to continue. I don't want you to just be a one-off and then we're back to like Cersei or whoever was, or the Mad King or whatnot. So how do we ensure that this continues? And that's why it's so heartbreaking for him to see her go, because he's like, oh no, because if this is true and she dies, then like the whole dream crumbles. And what does he become? What does everybody become? Because who's in charge right now? Cersei. If Daenerys is gone, then he's left with Cersei, and he's like dead probably, just in exile.
There were people, I heard them complaining on Twitter about how they thought Tyrion was being over dramatic, and no, I don't think so.
No, he's right.
This is his whole thing, and he's fearing it. You know, he's like, he said it out loud. I saw all these arrows, only one of them could have found your heart, and that would have been it. It's
that's
done.
it. If she dies, it's over. Like the whole story, the show ends. Obviously, I mean. Well, no, there's John.
Right.
But he doesn't know that, obviously. He doesn't understand that.
Right.
For him, she's the new hope. She's a hope for a better world.
I do kind of like how they put Dany sort of in the moment. She's she's like a professional athlete.
Yeah.
They don't like to talk about retirement, right? They want to talk about the next game or whatever. She doesn't want to talk about what happens after her rule. She's focused on her goal, on getting there.
She's focused on winning. She's like, let me win. And then we'll see.
Plenty of agency. So I do enjoy that from our Dany.
And off she goes. And that means off we go. Beyond the world. Dragons! And then...
Nope. I know that you want to jump ahead to the dragons. No! We have plenty of things to talk about. No! Pre-dragon!
That's true.
We had some great interactions pre-dragon.
The first one I want to mention is the Gendry being still mad at like Beric and Thoros, and then the Hound is like, "What are you bitching about? You're still alive.
Stop
Move
your
on."
whinging.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I guess he clarified what whinging is to me. I didn't know exactly what it was, and now I do.
You're still talking.
Thanks, Sandor.
And then we have, of course, Tormund talking to the Hound about Brienne. He's like, "You know her? You do know her. Isn't she wonderful? I love her."
And here's again people talking about offspring. He's like, can you imagine the big, beautiful children we'd have? They'd be gigantic. They'd take over the world. And he lived. I can't believe that. We called him dead.
Yeah.
He didn't die.
Oh,
he was close.
I was like, no, do not die. I was like, Tormund, no, we talked about this. You cannot die. Don't die.
Tormund also learned something today.
What did he learn?
Dick. He didn't know what dick meant. He's like, dick. Oh. He's like, cock. Oh.
That's interesting. Why wouldn't he know? Anyway,
he's like,
never mind. I don't want to get into this. Like, why wouldn't he know? You know?
He did. That's just the phrase. You know? Oh, okay.
Like, oh, nice. I like it.
I know. And I like it. It's like, yeah, you would like it. And the Hound is like totally trying to like gay shame him or something.
Yes,
by
but the Hound did save him.
No, he saved him. I know.
So there's a bond there.
Tormund, I think can we clarify him as like pansexual now or something? He's Tormund sexual. He is his own thing.
To be fair, didn't he do it with the bear too? I mean,
you know, I don't want to fucking hear about any fucking bear you didn't fuck.
Speaking of the bear! The
bear! He didn't fuck that bear.
Fuck the bear.
No. The bear fucked them! Okay, sorry. That's terrible. Thoros was... It's like a rag doll.
Oh, God. Thoros. I was like, no. And, you know, to be fair, he didn't die right away. He just, like...
I know. I was like, wow, he's surviving.
Killed him. If they had been able to bring him back or take care of him, he would have survived. Ugh. So that means Beric is, like, out of lives now.
Yeah, no more lives.
Unless Melisandre comes back. And then, like, you know... And she's like, John, Beric, John.
I'm still blown away by how many people survived this episode.
Something that I almost forgot because of how crazy things went after that. But we found out something really interesting when John killed the White Walker.
Oh, yeah.
All the whites went, bloop, except one.
Except one.
Which is the one they kept.
I'm like, why is that straggler? He was probably like, well, I lost. I can't. He was like the dumb one.
Yeah,
like cousin.
He's like, oh, what happened?
Cousin Jeffrey, they left behind, and he's just, well, he left his herd behind, so he's hanging on to this other herd, just following along, like, oh, I guess I'll follow these guys. And you can tell they probably ostracized him. They probably didn't let him play any reindeer games. He was like, they were like, you go sit over there, Jeffrey.
With the rejects
just sit over there, yeah. Sit over there by yourself. We're going to be here with our guy. But you know, when the guy dies, you all done. That's the way it is.
Yeah, but well, Jeff, if you want to call him Jeff.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Well, okay, Jeff, the White Jeff. If the other ones all like kind of went bloof when the White Walker died, it means they were connected to him on some level. It doesn't have anything to do with proximity. Otherwise, he would have gone down.
He was gone down. So it's not proximity.
So it's not proximity. So I think Jorah, which is what we thought it was, is that whoever turned them, or maybe it was John that said that, or
it was during
their
the discussion
where they were saying, well, maybe whoever turns them or raises them is who you have to kill, and then it kills everybody. Oh. So I guess the Night's King has a lot of like.
Yeah. If you kill the Night's King, do all the White Walkers die?
Yeah, because if he's the one that created, he's like the original, like in the vampires. You get the original.
They need to target him.
I was making the analogy. It's like, in video games, you have the big boss that you have to kill. But in order to get to the boss, to get to the next level, you got to kill all these other things beforehand. So it's kind of like what the Whites are and all the other White Walkers are.
Jeff's still alive, or unlive, by the way. He's still kicking, literally kicking.
They actually did.
Yeah, they did the mission.
To take him. Yeah.
It was a
successful mission.
A really crappily planned mission. Doomed to fail, but they somehow succeeded.
Yeah, they did succeed. So how do you think that information is going to play out, later on? Do you think, because Jorah did make a point, like, we need to target the White Walker, but when you have the army of the Whites in front of you, shielding sort of the White Walkers, it's like, great, it's great that I know this. I would
send a dragon against him, but now I think Dany's going to be...
Right, but then it looked like the Night's King walked through the fire.
Yes.
So can it kill them? We still don't know.
I see. So yeah, can fire kill
the White Walker? Because he just kind of walked, it was like, it didn't look like the fire from the dragon hurt him or affected him.
Well, we do now know that... that dragon glass can kill whites as well, because Jorah was the one who finished off the bear with a dragon glass dagger, and that's what killed the bear. So,
got it.
Well, so that was a question. People were wondering if it was just successful against White Walkers. No, it's successful against whites too. So that's cool.
Unfortunately, Jeff has quite a piercing scream.
It was like a
call to arms, like they're here.
That's straight out. That's a Nazgul-esque scream right there. I was like, I'm having Lord of the Rings flashbacks now. Like,
which one thing that I didn't get, they're like, let's send just Gendry back, but I'm like, wait, where are you guys going?
Why doesn't everyone just go with Gendry?
I felt like, isn't the point to like go back to Eastwatch? Why are they taking the White? Like, they're supposed to bring the White to King's Landing, and they're going the opposite direction, and just sending Gendry. And it's like, well, I guess they were hoping Daenerys would come.
There were a couple leaps in logic.
Yeah, I was like,
there's a Benjen one that I'll get to later, but that's
fine. We're getting there.
We'll get there.
All right, so let's talk about that crazy
lake battle.
Lake battle.
They were saved by the fact that one poor red shirt. And by the way, we saw these red shirts go one after another after another.
I did say though that it seemed like the team cared about, like, all the main characters cared about each other, but all the other guys that were like, we didn't really know, they were just kind of like, oh, I guess you fell. Oh, I guess they got you. Oh, well.
Sorry,
but when
Bob.
Tormund got, like, taken, the Hound was like,
Tormund's like, Tormund, my lover! Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's start that ship.
Yeah. But no, because Tormund needs to be with Brienne. It wouldn't really... Oh, okay, sorry.
No!
Alright, you're like, no, Sandrine, you don't understand.
Shipping wars.
Jaime goes with Brienne, and then Tormund goes with the Hound.
Yeah, perfectly. Well, okay, now the Sand fan's gonna get on me, but let's just spread the love all around. Let's do that. Everyone.
Let's all share.
The dragons. Just have the dragons join in too. Why not?
Tormund might be.
Right. You're like, I've never tried this. Come here.
If the dragon does do that, I'd be like, wow, Tormund, you got some moves.
Tormund, you are exactly as you bragged.
I'm more even. way off of like topic.
Okay.
Yeah, back to fighting off the white. So
Breaking
all these red shirt died, and then the ice kind of breaks, and they're like, oh, maybe we'll just wait, not like going to water.
I liked that. Americ actually mentioned that to me earlier. He was like, the way that they pace the battle is you have it, it ramps up, and you have this moment which is just sort of like a tense standoff, and that's exactly what that was.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what the battle needed. So that was perfectly done.
Yeah, it's nice to get a moment of like, but you're still like,
yeah, it's still ramped because it's gonna happen, but there's a break. There's a break in the. And then
of course the Hound couldn't help but like
he's gonna throw rocks. Come on, Sandor.
And then the white is like, huh, I didn't fall in the water. Oh. Look.
Those of you who are accustomed to internet memes, tell me or tell me not. That poor white that got its jaw knocked off. Does that not look a lot like Cool Guy? Cool Guy.
Who's Cool Guy?
Go Google Cool Guy and you'll see him, and you'll be like, that is the skeleton. Wow, that's great. He's Cool Guy. Don't you think there should have been a point where they were like, all right, so they're not going to swim, so let's get everyone around and just start breaking the ice, and we'll just do that for a couple days.
I thought they were going to do that, but it was a little too late.
They waited too long.
Yep. But then we get the dragons! The dragons!
We saw it coming, and that was the thing, was that I was like, okay.
Oh,
so this is not the surprise. So what's going to be the surprise? We know the dragons are coming. What's the surprise? And clearly, the surprise was the fact that, well, we lost a dragon today. But let's not look at it like we lost a dragon. Let's look at it like we gained another White Walker.
We gained another one. Oh my god. Well, here's the thing. We had predicted back at the end of last season, when we were predicting like season 7 with Americ. I don't think we even talked to you about it. We're like, one of the dragon has to die because Dany has too much power with all three. There's got to be a loss on some level and a gain on the other side.
And Sandrine said.
And I said, we are probably kind of going off of like, if you kill a dragon, then you're probably going to get like an ice dragon or a zombie dragon. I did say at the time that I thought it was probably going to be Drogon. But then in this episode, I was like, it's not Drogon. It's one of the other two who's going to get killed.
The bigger, more powerful dragon would have been more threatening, though.
Right. But I think originally I thought, well, because we're connected to Drogon, then it would really hurt us if he got taken over. But because in this scenario, Dany and everybody was on Drogon, if you kill him, then you kill everybody. Yep. So he had to kind of make it. And then they killed Viserion, right?
Yeah, it's Viserion.
So Viserion is down, which makes sense. Because Rhaegal is the one, named after Jon's father, is the one that survives. So it's like, well, if Jon is a Targaryen and he's eventually going to ride a dragon, it just fits, of course. And, I think a lot of people probably, or the people that were all hoping that maybe Tyrion is a Targaryen and he's going to ride a dragon. Ooh. Well, his dragon is gone.
That just crushed a bunch of theories.
That's just pretty much not going to happen.
I wonder if that changes anything from the books as well, because there are a lot of people that really believe that Tyrion going to ride a dragon is a Targ theory. I mean,
I thought he was going to be him and Jon and Daenerys.
Yeah, that's what some
people...
Not
because I thought he was a Targaryen, just because I was like, well, I just, why not? He's going to ride a dragon. But now that they've taken that dragon out, then, yeah, it's definitely going to be Dany and Jon.
Dude, the Night's King can fly now.
See, that's the thing. I kind of expected it to happen, and I kind of was like, hey, it'd be really cool. But when I saw it, I was like, no! Why are you killing the dragon? It's so horrible. I'm very upset about it.
She was freaking out on the couch.
I was very upset about it. Right. And I'm very upset when it opened its eye, and I'm like, it's going to be a White Walker. I don't know how I feel about that.
It was cool, though.
But at least it's not dead.
Right. The actor who plays the dragon still has a job. If Jon gets Rhaegal, what happens to Ghost?
Ghost rides with him on the dragon.
On the dragon.
To be fair.
He's behind Jon, just hanging over.
Yeah. To be fair, it feels like we haven't seen Ghost all season. Does he even care about Ghost?
Does Ghost even care about Jon? Yeah. Ghost is off having... I choose to believe that Ghost is off partying, having a really good time in the South. Just chilling out.
In the South? He's in the North. He's
in the North. Well, yeah, we'll keep him in the North. Maybe, he's hooking up with Nymeria and be like, sister, what's up, sister?
Maybe he releases ghosts. He's like, go. I don't want you to die.
I think we would have seen that scene.
No, maybe later on. I'm saying
once
he realizes he has a dragon, he's like, "Yes, you can go. That's cool. Thanks for the service." Kind of like Bran, like to Mira, like, "Yeah, thanks, cool, bye."
They did Mira wrong, man. One thing that we have skipped over is the Benjen.
Benjen! Holy crap!
Benjen's back briefly and then gone.
Yeah. You had some issues with that.
I did have some issues with that. Wasn't there more room on the... Did he have to get off? Couldn't he have put a hand down like John?
You know, I think maybe the reason is if they both went on the horse, maybe the whites could have caught up to them. Versus if he stays back, he's kind of holding them back by fighting them. I think maybe that was the logic, but I don't know.
If you know what, if they wanted to, if that's what they wanted to, I would have filmed. Here I am being like, if I was filming Game of Thrones. Well, I'm not. But if I was, I would have probably had more whites like right on the horse and like, you know, pulling people off, and then maybe he's like,
they wanted to do it, but they didn't have time, or it didn't work out that way.
Story of their lives.
Yeah, so they just kind of had to make it work that way.
I didn't buy it. There was just as much room on that horse as there was on that piece of driftwood for Jack at the end of Titanic.
We have to talk about the ending, where between Jon and Daenerys, and
like I said, Jonaris is happening.
Jonaris is
That's definitely happening.
See, I was telling you though that I feel like Jon and Daenerys, for me on screen so far, and I just don't see them together as much as I would see him and Ygritte. I feel there was more chemistry between those two than him and Daenerys. As much as like, I feel like maybe sometimes even she seems to like him more than he seems to like her.
Maybe,
like sometimes it seems more business from you, from his side, which I guess it's not supposed to be.
She is showing more emotion, I believe.
Yeah.
But she's more emotional than Jon. He internalizes a lot of things. That's true. But
I see that they're working towards that, but it's you know. I'm still not totally in.
You're not on the ship.
Not totally. I like them working together. I like their interactions, but I don't know if I'm seeing like this romance or epic romance that maybe they're trying to build. I would
have preferred, I think, a marriage of convenience, a marriage of an honorable kind of...
and having caring for each other, maybe not in that romantic like Jon bent the knee.
That was an official. Well,
it was official.
He didn't actually bend the knee.
Actually, but he said he is. Crazy episode. I had a hard time like putting my notes together for the review because I was just very like emotional about it.
And just going over my notes too, I'm like, I'm like mayhem.
Mayhem, As we're watching the episode, it's like notes are really nice, you know, you take like detailed notes, and then it's like the dragons arrive, White Walkers. It's like White Walkers, dragon, death, and then it's nothing because it's like. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But okay, so for me, this episode is the best one of the season. But you still like Spoils of War better.
I still like the Spoils of War better because for me it had the tug of war between wanting to root for one side and wanting to root for the other.
That's number 2 for me. But this one, I definitely felt it even more.
This is number 2 for me.
Right. Yeah. I would talk about what you can expect for the finale, but you know, you and Americ are going to be breaking down the preview.
No girls allowed.
You guys are going to be bringing down the preview for next week, the finale. So make sure to watch that. I'll put the link in the description. And next week is going to be the finale, and it'll be a little bit different.
Slightly different.
Review, but I guess you'll have to tune in to find out.
You'll have to tune in to figure out exactly what the difference is.
Of course, we'd love to hear what you thought of the episode, so let us know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye!